Huh. This looks pretty 90s. I mean, look, it's some of those square shades with a little candle bulb in it. I wonder what fan this might be. So we know it's brass. That's pretty 90s. But just what could it be? That is the question. Wow, it has a 90s hang true. Post recalled as well. I really do wonder what this could be. It has mahogany blades. And a rounded tip. It's very 90s. Who would have thunk? Square shades and a K4S. What? Huh? What? A Genesis with 4 blades? And a flywheel? And no pull chains? Huh? And it uses IntelliTouch? Well, I've never seen that before. And neither of you. Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here, and today we have a very, 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 very extremely special treat. This is a extremely rare, and with barely any information on it whatsoever, Casablanca model that was very exclusive, and at this moment we don't even know what parts of the country it was sold in or if it was everywhere. Anyway, the model is not a Genesis. This is actually a Casablanca Gemini, like the zodiac sign. Which is weird because that's not in any catalogs at all. It's one of those models that was exclusive for some store somewhere. This one came from the Chicagoland area, which is obviously in the Midwest in Illinois. And then John Pernock, he found one out in New Jersey somewhere. So, there are 2 known in the country so far. Only 2. And I have the first one ever known in my bedroom at this moment. How exactly did I end up with this, you may ask? Well, Tommy, who is the fan page on YouTube, found this on his Facebook Marketplace a few months ago, and we were all stumped and confused as to what the heck it was, if it was just an IntelliTouch Genesis or if it was something else. We thought maybe it was the Esquire 1, which, for those who know about the elusive and also quite rare with very little information behind it, Esquire 2, which only 2 collectors have, Matt Cody and Jack Connor both have Esquire 2s, which is basically a Homestead Shadow, or a Casablanca Airflow Homestead, whatever the heck you want to call it. Homestead Shadow with artisan arms and of course IntelliTouch parts on the K55. We don't know what the Esquire 1 is, and we thought this was it because there is actually a advertisement from like Capital Lighting or something that shows this fan and says the Esquire. But when we looked up the model number, it's close in relation to the Genesis model number, and we actually asked Casa directly, a collector by the name of Aiden Panthers, who does Roblox things and all that kind of stuff. He messaged them and they gave us the name of the Gemini, so that's what it is. Of course, this being a 1996 fan, it does not actually say what model name it is on the fan, so that's why nobody knew. But it has a Genesis housing, except the top housing is modified for, of course, a K55. Everything else is basically a Genesis. There's nothing else different, except that it's IntelliTouch. That's it. And it has a flywheel, but that goes hand in hand with it being IntelliTouch. So anyway, back to the little story. So Jared, who is one of the local collectors that I'm best friends with around here, he bought this from Tommy, and at the moment he's letting me borrow it long term. However, I hope to eventually completely get it from him at some point, as, yeah, this thing is too cool, and it's literally everything I've ever wanted in a Genesis. Passed up 3 when I was an early collector because of money, space, parents, and I downplayed their performance because they were spinner. However, they were actually quite a powerful fan. But me being me, I would like to see all of these type of fans with 4 blades, and since they're a spinner motor, they don't have that option. However, this is not. So I can in fact install it with 4 blades, which is what you see here. This has new replaced bearings that were replaced on July 31st, actually, because Tommy wrote the date when he replaced the bearings in the motor housing. And I opened it up to adjust the flywheel and tighten it up a little bit. Sorry for the long intro, but this is such a cool fan that I figure it needs a little bit of a backstory. So then, of course, the Zephyr was kind of being a butt face with the bearings, so I figured I would take it down after I filmed it. I'll film a cinematic video later on. Might throw it back up just for that at some point, but for now, the video I have of it will do. Anyway, I will also be showing this thing with 5 blades, although judging by the length of the video so far, I might actually do that in a separate video, which I don't normally do, but I figure it might as well be done. I'll see. I might or might not, but we'll see the finishing product. Anyway, so essentially this is everything that I could have ever wanted, because I've always wanted a Genesis ever since I passed up 3, 2 polished brass ones just like this, and 1 white and polished brass. I believe they actually had the same blades. Now that I have an IntelliTouch one, which is again something I would have wanted anyway, this looks like a fan that should have had it to begin with. Now that I have all of that, I'm very happy. So I went for a full-on 90s look with these nice frosted square shades that you commonly see on a lot of Casablanca Gallery editions. However, from this time period, usually they're the swirled milk glass version though. I think they did sell frosted, but it was less common. And the more common Harbor Breeze, White Star, and some other fans use these. I got them from my 1988 or 89 White Delta 2 that had an aftermarket light kit, so I figured I'd throw them on up here with the only polished brass, or only 90s K4S I have in polished brass at the moment, because I can't Blythe one. So yeah, it's pretty much the essence of 90s, and I went against what I originally was going to do, and I actually took down the recalled hang true and put up the proper one. So, without further ado, we will go with demo mode. And now for demo mode. It has some torque and a buzzing sound when the speeds change. Sorry about the bathroom noise. It's got a startup whir and hum as well, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. And now, general settings, starting with the light kit. And the fan on speed 1. The low speed is pretty nice and aesthetic, of course. Yeah, it's super slow and aesthetic. And no bearing noise and no stalling out. Life's good. Speed 2. Flywheel's a bit warped, however the blades seem to be in the correct order to balance it out. So I'm happy. Life's good. And again, I hope you all like the new video lighting setup that I have. Definitely shed some light on the fan a lot more. Because one of the issues I had was light from the bottom. That makes it a little more even. So I'll be doing this in the garage with the 3 lights I have as well. May even use this light kit. However, once this light kit is in a permanent installation, I will have to figure out something else. But for now, this will do. Speed 3. This is a very obscure fan, just because of the fact that it's a Gemini and it's IntelliTouch and it's basically a Genesis. Well, it is a Genesis, but with a stack motor. It is very weird to see one of these with 4 blades. Personally, for me, it is still a bit odd because you only see Genesises with 5 blades, considering they're a 5-blade only tapped spinner loader. But me being my unique self, I would like to always see these things, or any fan with 4 blades, just to see. There are some that will not work, like a Stealth, for example, or a Bel Air. But a Bel Air cannot have 4 blades, and neither can a Venus. But I've tried most of the fans I have with 4. I've seen a Saturn with 4. It wasn't mine, it was Jared's, but yeah, I mean, I like to try things because I'm tired of seeing the same old stuff. Everybody just puts 5 because they don't want to have a loose blade or blah blah. They think it looks better or it's the way it's supposed to be. Well, I don't like that, so I want to see things differently. Now, people still whine about this, the people I've already shown, which is the Facebook group and some of my Facebook Messenger group chats, but I don't care. I actually really like this thing with 4 blades, though it is something that I am not used to seeing. It still looks cool to me. Here's speed 4. It also fits my 4-blade theme of the house. Everything I have currently up has 4 blades on it, and is also all 4 or 5 bladed, like tapped on the flywheels, or for my parents' room, the motor. So if I were to put this thing at 5 permanently, I would have to change the order of all the other fans, which would cause for possibly more wobble, as well as just generally throwing off the look that the room already had, so I don't feel like dealing with that. Might leave it with 5 blades for a few days, I don't know, but I'd like to keep it with 4. Unless I just happen to like it more with 5, although I've seen plenty of Genesis fans with 5, so I don't think I will choose that. It also probably will wobble more than it does. It has a slight wobble, not really that much. Okay, speed 5. Also, I will note that this fan moves a lot more air and goes faster than the Zephyr that it replaced, probably because the motor or the bearings are making the Zephyr not work as well as it should. But this also has a good spread of air, throws air a lot better than the previous fan, so I definitely would like to keep this up in my room. It also fits the style of everything in here a little bit more than what was previously installed. However, I did really like the Stencil Zephyr. It did look nice in here. But I think this just kind of captures the somewhat mid-century modern look that my room has somehow acquired over the years. It's mostly my lighting, but some of my furniture looks kind of mid-century modern too. That's what I'm kind of going for. So this actually fits that really well and ties everything together nicely. But the main thing that I care about is the fact that it's rare and cool and also moves more air than what was here before. As well as the light is brighter because of the shades. And then speed 6. And I will also do a little clip of the startup howl that it has. I will attempt to get the camera up there. I think I have an idea of how I'm going to do that. But yeah, this thing hauls, certainly. It also has a constant motor whine as it's on high. I have a few other fans that do that, and I think it's really neat. I have a 89 Delta 2, white and polished brass. The other one that I just got is white, has a busted flywheel, so I don't know how that one sounds yet. And then I think my 1990 Delta and 92 Lady Delta do that as well. But I don't have any other fans. This is my latest 90s fan. I don't have anything past it. I only have one XLP 2000 Casablanca right now, and that's the 2004 Ventura 2. Yeah, most of my fans that I found and just acquired in general are from the 80s for Casablancas. A lot of them are. I do have a good chunk of 90s ones too, like from literally 1990, from that Zachary Hall. And off. I've also noted this is quite loud compared to the Zephyr. It's an RMM4 board. It's about as loud as the 85 Zephyr that I had in here before the 84 Zephyr. And before the Victorian. So, yeah. The blades, I like them, but I still kind of wish that they had something that fits the room a little bit more. I mean, mahogany works tad in here, but I think something more like oak or walnut would be better, personally. But rosewood wouldn't work in here. But if I put this in my brother's room, which I originally planned to do, that would have worked pretty well, having rosewood. So because the bearings are good, the spin down is going to take a while, and I'm really sorry that this video is almost like 12 or 13 minutes long by now. Actually, it's probably longer than that. Yeah, it is longer than that by now. So I'm sorry about that, but I will do a separate video for the 5 blades. I've made my decision now in the middle of the video because this is about to be 20 minutes long and it's just 4 blades. The 5 blade video will probably be shorter, considering I won't have a 5 to 6 minute intro on this fan. So, yeah. And that just about does it for the 4-blade and introductory video of the 1996 Casablanca Gemini ceiling fan. This is definitely one of the more odd, obscure, or if you can understand this meaning of the word, queer, which means strange, not gay, so please do not be offended. I've already had this issue, which doesn't make sense because the original word for the original definition for queer was always strange. Anyway, it's a very cool fan. I'm very blessed and thankful for having this. Thankful to Jared for letting me borrow, not really permanently, but borrow long term, although I'm hoping that he will keep his end of the promiso and say that I can have it in a trade, which we worked out originally, but he decided to back out of it, which is fine. But yeah, I'm just hoping that I can end up with this. Maybe as more are found, I might be able to have this. So, regardless, it is currently the bedroom fan, and I will probably keep it that way for a while, considering how awesome it is. Only got 2 more years to live in this house anyway, so I figure I might as well have something cool. Yeah, so, it's pretty crazy to think that I'm going to be moving out, but yeah, anyway. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment about the video lighting situation if y'all like it. Hope y'all enjoyed the startup sound. That took 2 takes to get it recorded properly because of the AC system running in the background. But yeah, that's about it. The 5-blade video for all you 4-blade haters and 5-blade Nazis will come out soon. Just gonna let everybody know that videos will be back on schedule soon, as I've said. However, I won't be able to do much next weekend because I'm going to be going to a funeral for my great-grandfather who lives out in Arkansas, or lived rather. He lived to be 102, so he had a pretty good life, but I will be going to the funeral, unfortunately. Very sad that I have to go, because it is going to be very sad, but I will keep y'all posted later on. I might film videos of the fans there, although I highly doubt that I'll be able to deal with any of that. So, don't expect much, but if I take a video, I'll take a video. That's about it. So expect content to be back hopefully during the week and after the weekend. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching again. And this is definitely going to be a nice new chapter to my YouTube channel as my skills for videography and photography and everything have become greater. So bye y'all.